Hello everybody, Nick for Kids here once again. This time bringing you another video about the tournament that I held where players had to play using decks of certain characters in the tournament. And this one is a pretty interesting one of Marik versus Crowler. Unfortunately, you'll notice that a lot of Crowler's cards had to be replaced with rough equivalents in Go format because this is a tournament using only the Go format card pool. A lot of the cards, unfortunately, that made Crowler's deck even somewhat playable are not available to us in Go format, so you'll see a lot of cards, like I said, are rough equivalent replacement cards to the cards that he played. It's not that great, but when he gets his cards off, it can be pretty powerful. And Marik is really strong in burn damage and stalling the opponent out. So we'll see how this all goes. Crowler here gets to go first in the tournament. And they decide just to set a DD Scout plane, which again, it's kind of just a filler card for monsters that he had in his deck. It doesn't really do a whole lot, but it's just a monster he can play so that his deck is actually playable. And setting limiter removal. Marik going to start off with a Meteor of Destruction to deal 1,000 direct damage. Then summon Lodgin, which is a stand-in for Gilgarth, which unfortunately is not in Go format, but this is roughly equivalent in the stat line. You see here, Crowler going to bring back his monster with Premature Burial so that he can summon Ancient Gear Beast. Pretty powerful monster that can negate monsters' effects when it destroys them by battle. Although in this case, it's not destroying or not negating any effects. Then we see Bait Doll activated on the side of Marik. There's going to be a little bit of confusion here. Bait Doll forces the activation of a set trap card. If it's not a trap, it does not activate. But if it is a trap and its timing is incorrect, then it will destroy the card. It's an okay card for spell trap removal, although in this case it doesn't do anything. And yeah, there's a little confusion where they thought that it activates it, but it does not. And Bait Doll also will return itself to the deck with its effect. Now activating Lightning Vortex to get rid of that Ancient Gear Beast, which is otherwise going to be a huge thorn on their side, and attacking directly with Dralago. Now they're going to activate Stray Lambs to give themselves some lamb tokens. They can't normal summon the turn that they use this, but they can set, so they're going to tribute set a Fusilier. And they're going to set their Newdoria and a trap card. Flip summon Fusilier. And immediately activates Nightmare Wheel. Probably should have waited for that, because we're going to see just gets tributed off for the Ancient Gear Beast. And attacks over Dralago, because otherwise he's just going to get a free attack anyway. And going to set Revival Jam. Let's see here, an Ancient Gear Soldier be summoned. And unfortunately, Ancient Gear Soldier is going to trigger the Newdoria which is going to destroy Ancient Gear Beast. If Ancient Gear Beast had destroyed it, its effect would have been negated. Powerful top deck, Graceful Charity. Not even going to activate it yet. And just attack over a Revival Jam. A-Team Trap Disposal Unit, by the way, is a replacement for Ancient Gear Cannon in the deck. Here we see again the same trick of Stray Lambs to make tokens to tribute set. And Vengeful Bog Spirit, one of the stall cards on the side of Marik. Monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned, which is normal summon, special summon, or even flip summoned. And going to attack in, just forcing them to pay some life points. And a Hinotama, another burn card on the side of Marik to deal 500 damage. You'll notice that some of Marik's cards aren't cards that he used directly, but cards also that he was forcing other people to use while possessed. Going to get a Lava Golem summoned by Marik to get rid of the two monsters. Every turn, going to cause 1000 burn damage. Perhaps a misstep here and maybe not using their Mystical Space Typhoon yet. You see here Marik just walling repeatedly, and a Torrential Tribute on the side of Crowler to clear the board. Another Bait Doll on the face down Mystical Space Typhoon. Not much going on at the moment. Both players not really drawing anything useful for the scenario. Not wanting to summon Dark Geroid because if it's summoned on an empty field, it has to target itself, so it's going to be a really low attack. And it can't even attack the turn it's summoned because of Vengeful Bog Spirit. Powerful Graceful Charity coming off from Crowler's side. A bit late on activation of a Coffin Seller. Each time a monster is sent to the graveyard, to your opponent's graveyard rather, you would inflict 300 damage to them, hoping to get some damage off of discards. And we see here Mystical Space Typhoon on the face down card, which was a Mirror Force, so very good for them that they did not get hit by that. And we see a heavy storm being activated. And in response, they're going to use both of their face down limiter removals. And the final limiter removal in hand to double, then double again, and double again the attack of GD Scout Plane. So let's see, that's 800, 1600, 3200, 6400. I think that's enough damage. Final game of the match. Marik starts out with Meteor of Destruction and summons Boganian. And we see Trojan Horse come down, attempt to attack over Boganian, but there is Nightmare Wheel. Gonna take some burn damage from both Boganian and Nightmare Wheel here, which Boganian does 600 damage during each of your standby phases. And Dark Georoid here going to weaken the Trojan Horse on Crowler's side. Let me know what you guys think, by the way, about this Crowler deck. If you think it's a bit too much of a concession and I probably should just remove it from the card pool, because there's just so many cards that he doesn't actually play, so that this deck is playable as if it were in a different format. And going to get in there with Dark Georoid. Skull Space Typhoon in the face down in the end phase. Some good discipline being shown here. Going to activate Premature Burial. Bring back the Trojan Horse. And summon. Because Trojan Horse counts as 2 tributes for a Earth monster. The one, the only, Ancient Gear Golem. And going to swing in to get rid of this annoying Boganian before it does any more burn damage. And here comes Lightning Vortex to get rid of the Ancient Gear Golem, unfortunately. It still did something. It's a winner in my book. And here we are, just setting a card. And attacking in. The DD Scout Plane having just enough defense to survive the Dark Georoid attack. Here we see Tribute Off for the Ancient Gear Beast. Ancient Gear monsters say that spells and traps cannot be activated when they declare an attack, so Mirror Force cannot be used in this instance. And we see another stall card, Swords Revealing Light, on the side of Marik. Going to set a monster there. And end the turn. Marik going to use another Hinotama for a bit more burn, getting really low. And here we go, Heavy Storm. In response, going to use limiter removal. And it gives it 4,000 attack. And these each have 1,400. So 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 800. Gonna be more than enough for the game. And that is the match, with Crowler coming out on top. Let me know what you guys thought about this duel, and again, what you think about the character deck tournament. If you maybe would want to participate in one in the future. and what you think also of this Crowler deck, if you think that it should be removed from the pool because it has too many cards that technically he didn't use. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and have a good day.